Good day everyone! My name is Teacher Danica and I will be your English teacher for the whole school year. Today we will be discussing about analogy to show relationships of words. Types of relationships in analogy. We have part to whole, cause and effect, person to situation, synonym, antonym, geography, and time.
General objectives of this lesson. What you will learn. In this chapter, you will define analogy, explain the different types of relationships in analogy, and determine the relationship of a given set of words in analogy. Skills you will use. In this chapter, you will compare traits of characters in the story read using analogy. Supply terms to complete analogous series of words based on sentence and form analogous pair and figurative analogy. Why is this important? Analogies can be very helpful when learning new vocabulary, and it helps us to think critically. What is an analogy? Analogy is a pair of terms that has common relationship. In most cases, you will not only determine the common relationship between each pair, but you will also have to identify which term makes up each pair. Usually, you are given two terms in the format A, B, which could be read as A related to B. Example, A, the term is kitchen, and in B, the term is house. Kitchen and house are related since kitchen is part of the house. Writers use analogy to connect unfamiliar words or new ideas with common and familiar objects. It functions as description or explanation of one thing by examining its similarities and differences, and forces the reader to understand the connection between them. Using this technique, vocabulary skills as well as speed in reading comprehension are enhanced.
Let's learn English through Educatune with Teacher Aya. Today, we will study the different types of analogy. Analogy shows similarities, or things in common, between a pair of words. Example, sky is to blue, as grass is to. The clue is to discover why and how the first pair go together. The color of the sky is blue. What is the color of the grass? The color of the grass is green. So the answer is, sky is to blue, as grass is to green. The types of analogy are synonyms, antonyms, cause and effect, function, characteristic quality, and part to whole. Synonyms are analogies that have the same meaning. Example, awful is to terrible, as beautiful is to pretty. Awful has the same meaning with terrible. Beautiful and pretty mean the same, too. Another example is, start is to begin, as finish is to end. Start and begin mean the same, as well as finish and end. Antonyms are words that have opposite meaning. Example, big is to small, as long is to short. The opposite of big is small, while the opposite of long is short. Another example is, fat is to slim, as fast is to slow. The opposite of fat is slim. The opposite of fast is slow. In cause and effect analogy, one word is the source of some action, the other word is the result or consequence. Example, earthquake is to tsunami, as cavity is to toothache. Earthquake is the cause, while tsunami is the effect. And cavity is the reason of having toothache. Another example is effort is to success, as sleep is to energy. Effort is the cause of success. And sleep is the cause of you gaining energy. Let's practice. Select the correct word to complete the analogy. Allow is to forbid. As build is to, is it construct or destroy? Hungry is to eat. As thirsty is to drink or water. Rough is to bumpy. As swift as to, is it fast or slow? The correct answers are destroy, drink, fast. Congratulations.
7 common types of relationships and analogy. Part 2 whole. A relationship in analogy in which one term is part of the other term. Example: eyes, face. The eyes are part of the face. Cause and effect. A relationship in analogy in which one term is the result of the other term. Example: she wanted to buy a dress. She went to the mall. She wanted to buy a dress, so she went to the mall. Person to situation. A relationship in analogy in which one term is the workplace of the other. Example: sales lady, mall. A sales lady works in a mall. Synonym: a relationship in analogy in which both terms have the same meaning. Example: little, small. Both terms mean the same. Antonym: a relationship in analogy in which the terms are opposite in meaning. Example: elegant and attractive. The words have opposite meaning. Geography: a relationship in analogy in which one of the terms can be situated in the other. Example: shopping mall. City: shopping mall is found in the city. Time: a relationship in analogy in which both terms speak of time element. Example: morning, evening. Both indicate time.
And to sum up our lesson today, analogy is a term that has a common relationship, and we have 7 common types of relationships in analogy. The first one is part to whole. Part to whole is one term is a part of the other term. Cause and effect, one term is the result of the other term. Person to situation, one term is the workplace of the other term. Synonym: both terms have the same meaning. Antonym: the terms are opposite in meaning. And in geography, one of the terms can situated in the other. And lastly, time, both terms speak of time element.
General objectives of this lesson. What you will learn. In this chapter, you will define the term genre. Identify the genre of the material viewed. Differentiate the genres of viewing by examining the various examples presented. Skills you will use. In this chapter, you will organize information of the material viewed and evaluate its importance. Present a graphic organizer containing information from a material viewed. Why is this important? Viewing helps you understand the message by seeking and checking understanding. It is classified according to its purpose and type of information presented. What is a genre of viewing? Our daily living highly involves visual media such that the television and online platform allows us to become active in the modern way of communicating around the world. We see advertisements, films, diagrams, symbols, photographs, videos, drama, drawings, sculpture, and paintings on a daily basis that pave way to developing the viewing skill as the fifth macro skill of learning English language. Viewing helps you understand the message by seeking and checking understanding. It is classified according to its purpose and type of information presented. The classification of viewing is called genres of viewing. News flash. When there are current issues that the news organizations like ABS-CBN, GMA, and CNN feel the warrant of interrupting their scheduled programming and television, news flash is aired. The information conveyed in a news flash is important enough for viewers to take a quick break. For example, a typhoon with heavy rain would come to your place. A timely news will interrupt your favorite television shows like teleserye and movies.
Magandang umaga po. 2 Pilipino ang nasawi sa pagsabog sa Beirut, Lebanon kahapon. 6 na iba pa ang sugatan. Ayon sa Department of Foreign Affairs, nasa bahay ng kanilang employer ang 2 nasawi nang nangyari ang pagsabog. Tinatayang nasa 33,000 ang mga Pilipino sa Lebanon. Karamihan sa kanila ay nasa Greater Beirut. Hindi bababa sa 78 ang patay habang halos 4,000 ang nasugatan sa pagsabog. Nagdeklara si Lebanon Prime Minister Hassan Diab ng day of mourning ngayong Miyerkules. Hindi pa matukoy kung sino ang nasa likod ng pagsabog. Patuloy na iniimbestigahan ng mga otoridad ang insidente. Bahagyang tumaas ang inflation o ang bilis ng pagmahal ng bilihin at mga serbisyo sa bansa nitong Hulyo. Naitala ito sa 2.7%. Ayon sa PSA o Philippine Statistics Authority, ang bahagyang pagbilis ng inflation rate ay bunsod ng pagluwag ng community quarantine at unti-unting pagbubukas ng ekonomiya sa gitna ng COVID-19 pandemic. Tutulong na muli ang mga tropa ng Philippine Navy sa pagpapatupad ng Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine sa Metro Manila at iba pang high-risk provinces. Simula kahapon, pinadala na sa iba't ibang lugar ng Navy ang kanilang mga tropa. Patuloy rin ang kanilang pagpapatrol sa mga sea entry point. Gayon din ang pagbabantay sa airports, swabbing facilities at iba pang quarantine-controlled areas. Abangan ang susunod na bulletin at iba pang mga balita sa 24 oras. Ako po si Cara David, buong puso para sa Pilipino.
Weather report. Another genre is weather report, which is a part of an entire news program that updates and foretells weather conditions on a specific area. Weather forecasts are made by collecting data about the current state of the atmosphere at a given place. When you wanted to know the weather for the next day, you could watch the news program's weather report to be updated.
At ito naman ang lagay ng panahon para bukas. Pumasok na po sa Philippine Area of Responsibility ang low pressure area na nasa silangan ng Visayas. Huli itong nakita sa layong 630 kilometers silangan ng Giwan, Eastern Samar. Nagdudulot ng pag-ulan ang trough o extension ng low pressure area sa Bicol Region, Visayas at Mindanao. Binabantayan din ang pag-asa ang Typhoon Jebi na nasa 2,700 kilometers silangan ng extreme northern Luzon. Malayo pa ito at sa ngayon mababang tsansang tatama ito sa bansa. Inaasahan kasing liliko ito patungong Japan. Para sa magiging lagay ng panahon bukas, asahan ang katamtaman hanggang sa malakas na ulan bukas sa Southern Bicol, mataas din ang tsansa ng thunderstorms sa natitirang bahagi ng Southern Luzon, pati na rin sa Zambales, Cabanatuan at Baguio. Dito sa Metro Manila, makakapaglabat sampay pa rin po tayo bukas dahil mainit at maaraw sa umaga. Pero sa bandang tanghali o hapon, posible po ang thunderstorms pareho kanina. Mas maulan naman bukas sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Visayas, pinakapektado ang Samar at ang Leyte. At sa Mindanao, posibleng malakas na ulan, partikular sa Bukidnon, Compostela Valley at Davao. Yan ang lagay ng panahon. Lagi natin tatandaan, ang buhay ay weather lang.
Internet-based program. Internet-based program also provides the viewers informative shows that can be accessed through websites using internet connection. Netflix, iWantTV, and many more internet-based programs provide shows that are highly dependent to the internet. It would also require accessing through desktop computers, laptops, and smartphones.
If your kids like movies with animals, action heroes, sing-alongs, or whatever else, then you and your family will love Netflix. Netflix lets you watch unlimited movies and TV episodes on your PC or TV via game console or other devices connected to the internet. Search by age or character and get information that helps you make the right choices for your family. It's instant, it's unlimited, and it's only $8 a month. Start your free trial.
Movie trailers. Oftentimes, when there are upcoming movies, there are series of selected shots that are shown in television or internet. As these movie trailers attract you because of its exciting, funny, or noteworthy parts of the film. These are usually short to avoid spoilers.
이 연못 안에 시신이 몇 구가 있을 것 같으냐? 이 안에 시신이 몇 구가 있건 몇 식구가 있건 그 누구도 내게 아무 말도 못하게 만드는 것. 그것이 권력이다. 강령전에서 몰골이 끔찍한 괴물을 보았소. 아바마마께서는 어디 계시오? 아바마마께 무슨 일이 생겼는지 알아내야만 한다.
여기 있는 사람들에게 아무래도 무슨 큰 일이 벌어진 것 같습니다.
죽은 사람들이 괴물이 돼서 살아났습니다. 이제 곧 깨어납니다. 아저씨! 아저씨!
상주가 뚫리면 이 나라 모든 곳에 역병이 퍼질 것이다. 막아야 한다.
세자는요?
그 일을 방해하는 자들 모두 죽일 것이다.
그 불의와 싸워서 이기시는 것만이 회의를 바로 세우시는 길입니다.
조학조의 반응이 크게 달했습니다. 도와주십시오.
Documentary. A documentary is a genre of viewing that is based on research. You can usually see it in a long duration. As it is lengthy, it has the ability to bring us a broader, more deeply engaged, and wider view of the current issues.
Wala na kayong iba? At least hindi sunog at okay na yan. Hindi sunog na maka-insure.
To summarize our lesson today, we have 5 genres of viewing. First is the news flash. News flash is the act of interrupting the schedule, giving way to current issues. Next is weather report from the title itself, weather. It gives us an update and foretells weather conditions on a specific place or area. Next is internet-based program. So I know this is very common, specifically today. So it provides the viewers informative shows that can be accessed through website using internet connection, just like the Netflix and I Want TV of ABS-CBN. Documentary. So it is based on research and has the ability to bring us a broader, more deeply engaged, and wider view of the current issues. So say for example is the Atom Aurelius, documentaries, Cara David, and many more.
During the coronavirus pandemic, disinformation has exploded on social media. Have you read To Hold Your Breath for 10 seconds as a self-check to see if you have COVID-19? How about drinking diluted bleach as a treatment or even a cure? Problem is, it's not true and potentially dangerous. Big Tech has ramped up its efforts to stop the spread of fake news. Facebook prominently displays COVID-19 information, giving users easy access to trusted sources like the WHO. WhatsApp also launched a similar page for healthcare workers, educators, and local governments, giving tips on how best to communicate using that platform. Twitter is removing tweets that recommend cures or advice counter to those of public health authorities, and YouTube has demonetized some coronavirus content. But ultimately, it may be up to you to be your own disinformation detective. So, here are some tips that you can use to spot coronavirus misinformation in your social media feed. First, ask yourself, is the content more surprising, inflammatory, or politically one-sided than you'd otherwise expect? Is the post urging you to share it? Are there blatant misspellings or poor grammar, and does someone stand to profit from the message? If you answered yes, it might warrant a second look. And that means checking to see if the handle is verified by the platform. For pictures, do a reverse image search to see if any of the photos originated prior to the COVID crisis. Or go to the verified handle or page of any authority cited. Remember that breath test? Depending upon the version you read, it may have cited Stanford University. And if you were to check their Twitter page, you'll see it debunked right there, specifically calling out the content as misinformation.
I hope you learned something about our discussion. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.